out, so they're going to get Death Prophet first.
CIS region's still definitely favoring this hero, I think even more than Europe. We see him first being, we saw it played as a position 5 and a 4 and a middle yesterday.
Yeah, Secret are giving up all the meta heroes right now. Just good test for them too. I don't think, I think they're still trying to draft seriously, of course. I don't think they're treating it like a scrim or anything like that, but clearly they have an idea against the heroes that they have let through. I think Grimstroke is an okay counter to Phoenix, and I think Clockwork paces really well against all 3 of these heroes. The main thing is that if you do play Grimstroke and you want to get that silence on the bird and you take that fight, you have to make sure you kill the Phoenix in that time. Otherwise, he's going to get egg off. It's not like a hard lockdown or anything like that. As soon as he gets the Phantom off of him, he's fine to cast the egg, and suddenly like you've committed a lot of different heroes and being in melee range of the egg. And if you're not careful, like it does just destroy you.
You said it. It feels like it goes off once a game, and you know, if it's one of those earlier fights that just change the pace.
Yeah. There's a lot of decent like heroes though that they can pair right now on the side of Secret. Like they can go Ricky, they can go Troll. That's the thing about Grimstroke, is that he enables so many different heroes to be good.
As a core, so we'll see Yapsor 4 position Grimstroke, which I think Grim has been kind of going back and forth between 4 and 5 position. A lot of these teams doing these like double kind of 5 position supports with these tanky offlaners now. But there is flexibility because Nature's Prophet also is being played as a mid, played as an offlaner, carry.
It's been one of the ones that's all 5 roles we even saw it as a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Grimstroke, it's nice, right? Because it seems like we've been seeing it more as a 5, but obviously when it first came in the scene, it was a 4, right? Because it was the whole Grim Lich meta for a while, so obviously we're getting a ton, and then moved to 5, and now it's like, sure, we can play wherever, don't matter. Everyone kind of knows, and alright, they go with the cooldowns. You got the Death Prophet, the Void, and the Phoenix. Wow. They take the team fight, and at this point, Secret, you can't pick 2 heroes that out-team fight that team, right?
Yeah, I think what I really are forced to take something like Wraith King, which I think is okay game heavy. They do like making sure they have that like insurance policy in their back pocket.
We've seen Matu.
Feels like right here, it's not banned. It's they go like it. Similar-ish as it.
You could push towers, and that seems to be Secret's response to this.
Yeah. So it's like they're going to push the pace, and they're very mobile. They have like an incredibly mobile lineup that just sort of runs at you, and they need to pace up really quickly. Like every single time Egg and Chrono was used, whether it was successful or not, you still have to fight back immediately on Secret. You can't allow that build-up time of, let's give them this like 2-minute break to reset up and regather.
So we're almost a core Nature's Prophet could be good this game, since you may want more farm in the hero, since that is going to be one of those pace heroes.
Yeah, I think it's likely to be a 4. The way that I'm looking at it is I think it's likely to be a 4 position Clockwork.
Okay.
And then you pick 5 Grim and put Nature's Prophet off. And then you put Lycan, mid or carry, depending on what you want to play last.
Yep. Spirit seemed to think of mid's coming out with the Arc Warden ban.
You saw that in the last series. I know I did see Nisha playing it as well as Sumail yesterday, so the European region's definitely experimenting with this Arc Warden all of a sudden.
I could see Secret just trying to round out their draft with at least a little bit of team fight or some cat, something like a Kunkka type hero. I think what else they might have in mind.
Because you want some, yeah, I like Kunkka because it's the fact, you know, you don't want to take too many team fights, but if someone does get chronoed, right, you can't just throw the bow. Well, we'll see what they want. They ban it. They take the Lina. So they just forego team fight completely. They say, you know what, we'll take a little bit of burst damage instead, and we'll just try to split up the map and take some towers.
I like they get a hero with some, like, real kill threat and damage output, because Blitz mentioned their first 4 heroes didn't have, like, they had some damage problems, not just team fight problems, so they still don't have much team fight, but at least, you know, you can find those pickoffs using the Clock Grim stun initiation, the Lina burst damage to kill a hero like Void, Death Prophet, Phoenix Egg, not very easy to get off against Alina as well with the Fiery Soul stacks.
I like the Lina because you think of like the counters to her, right? You think of a hero like TA. There's no way you pick a TA versus a Nature's Prophet Lycan, so it almost makes this Lina pick a lot safer.
They probably want to run just Death Prophet in the mid lane. I think playing as an offlaner feels a bit too wonky for my liking, but...
So is there like a really good overall last pick hero? Is it still just something like an Axe to hold him in place, or...?
Axe is okay, but I actually think they need some sort of wave clear.
I was thinking that too.
DK, so you got the breathe fire now
It's okay, but I really felt like they needed
to deal with all these.
if they had like one more way to cut like
Yeah.
that and put pressure on Secret's side of the map, because if Secret just gathers up, it is kind of hard to fight into them when you have cooldowns. But I think Spirit are going for the overall, like, we're going to overwhelm you with team fight, and here's a hero that'll help us push so that we don't have to purely rely on Death Prophet ulti.
That's smart. Yeah.
The Breathe Fire has the physical damage mitigation with a very early level 10 talent that amps up that damage mitigation. That's very good against Lycan, all his summons, the treants. It is going to be a core Nature's Prophet, so you have a way to fight that kind of zoo of Team Secret summons with that Breathe Fire. Even if you're not instantly clearing them, they're not doing
You're
much
slowing
damage.
it down. That's good. So, well, do you believe in the big team fight, or does Secret need a do you have to prove you can beat Secret first, kind of thing?
This is Matu Lycan. I do not give Spirit much hope whatsoever.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Blitz, you the same?
You know what? I'll go the other way. I think Spirit have overwhelming team fight. I think they can win this game.
Okay, it should be a good one. As we said, Team Secret undefeated. Team Spirit only one loss. Big team fight versus splitting up the map. Who's gonna take it? Will it be Secret? Will it be Spirit? We're gonna go on over to Cap and BSJ. That's right, the number 1 and number 2 teams of Group B, Secret versus Spirit, could go head-to-head here, and even though they may be close in the rankings, are they so close in the skill, Brian? Because it seems like Secret is near untouchable.
You see there in the odds a lot of team fight, right? And I see a lot of skirmish on the other side. Team Secret to enable him to run around the map, you have to scout out the wolves. Like, there's just so many little random things that give them vision, information, like there's the tools they need to get basically the skirmishes they want. So I think it's going to be really difficult for Team Spirit to force the fights on their own accord, and I want to see how Team Secret splits up the map effectively so that they can.
I do appreciate that Team Spirit did at least give themselves an overwhelming advantage in one part of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? It's like, they're like, okay, can we take Secret on head-to-head in every single level? Maybe not, but if our lineup just beats them in one aspect, we can utilize that to maybe leverage a win here, because Secret has been near untouchable, not entirely untouchable. They did drop a game against Chicken Fighters, and Team Spirit is looking to do a little bit more here in this series.
I think against a team like Team Secret, you're expecting them to out-execute you, so you might as well have a very clear-cut, like, this is how we win the game, this is what we need to look for, maybe, like, have a timing, you have push heroes, you have a long cooldown set of ultimates that if you throw them out, you should win the fight, so it's just a matter of, like, can they not bleed too much when their ultimates are on cooldown?
And the start of that bleeding is going to be in the laning phase. Is Team Spirit well set up for that?
I think they have a pretty decent laning phase. I have to assume Death Prophet's one of the better offlaners versus, like, in any strength melee hero. I think the Spirit Siphon plus right clicks is really nice. Maybe once the wolves start getting, like, level 2 or 3, it could be an issue. But it also has the melee ogre with it, so I think any hero like a Death Prophet, she doesn't suffer nearly as much as most ranged heroes, but you just don't want them to get ran at. But she does have the Spirit Siphon to protect herself. And I think the only role I haven't liked Death Prophet on so far is 5. I think 4, maybe if your offlaner's a stunner, but that 5 position DP, have not been a fan.
And old Afterlife is doing pretty well for himself initially, 8-0. That should be more of a farming matchup, right? It's pretty hard to kick a Lycan out of lane. Similarly, I can't imagine Lycan doing a ton of work against a Death Prophet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this lane closely because with the Inkswell, I had a difficulty myself going on a Death Prophet in the off lane just because every time you go on her, she just Spirit Siphons. And even though the Inkswell does a lot of damage, she usually heals it up, especially when she gets that level 2 Spirit Siphon. And I'm going to see if they're able to actually take her down at all because I think she might be one of the few heroes that doesn't really mind it all that much.
What about our mid lane matchup? Because it seems to be going quite well for Ergon here. The night against Nisha is Lina 12-1 compared to 8-3.
Yeah, I think this matchup should be a bit DK favorite. I am surprised he's winning by this much. It must just be the breathe fire damage reduction that for Lena, who has about the same damage as the DK. When you take away, I believe 30% of it, it is pretty difficult to match him toe for toe.
Yeah.
And she can't really do enough damage to harass him, so he's just gonna keep hitting creeps, and like it doesn't really matter if you wail on him for over and over again. That level 2 Dragon Blood armor already up, as he's also going for the double bracer. Wouldn't be surprised to see.
Exposes that a bit. If you move your mid laner, he's just gonna hit.
Would take over the lane, probably Puppy, on the Grimstroke. I have to imagine. Maybe 2. They're both the same.
Just like that while they were.
A big pet peeve that they just let their couriers die like that, but I think it's even funnier that they're both the same courier.
Yeah.
I don't really know what you're supposed to do here as Yapstor. I think he's more of just a shield for Zaya in this lane. Both heroes can. It's going to be hard to get on top of the Phoenix, and obviously Void can just time walk. So just making sure that they dissuade, or are dissuaded from going on Zai and allowing him to get as much as he can out of the lane. It looks like both offlaners are winning. Death Prophet ahead by a solid 12 CS, basically doubling up at Man here. And on the other side, Zai is ahead by about 5 on the CS against the Void. So it's funny how this happens, like in meta to meta. For whatever reason, in the last few days or even, I've been seeing more and more offlaners just have really good starts.
Puppy does manage to get the first blood onto Misha. The Ogre goes down, and sure enough, the combination, whether it's putting it on the Lycan or putting it on the Wolves, there's always an option there for the Inkswell.
Yeah, I was concerned that they couldn't go on the Death Prophet, so why not just go on the other guy?
Not sure if you noticed this, Brian, but it's not just those 2 couriers. The entirety of Team Spirit. They all have the same courier. That is synergy right there, boys and girls.
That is indeed synergy. I think. Okay, so know how we see that DK thing, the emblem over it that says it's DKs.
Yeah.
Is that something visible to the opponent?
I don't believe so. I believe you only just see the courier, right?
Okay.
Without the attachment
Yeah,
to
I
it.
need to. Next time I'm in a game, I need to check this out, because I was wondering about this when 5 couriers came out, that maybe they know, like, hey, Urgon's courier is a mushroom.
Yeah.
And, like, what if none of the other ones are a mushroom? You know instantly what courier is his. And so I think they're doing this as we see Misha just donate his body as another jungle creep there.
That poor lad. He thought he was hiding away from the Lena, but then the neutral creep spotted him out.
Is that what happened? I was like, how did he see him there?
Stunned up Fire Spirits.
So instead they're just going to have Yapstor rotate in to alleviate some pressure from the catapult, but it looks like they're either going to take a majority of this tower, or maybe the full thing with this first DK form.
In a way, Nisha's death cost Nisha all of his mana, and now they don't really have the spells to push Urgon back.
Now that's some next level support play right there. But yeah, like, so maybe they're doing it so you can't tell whose courier's whose. I think that's the something I did consider, but I actually never saw it put into practice or even tried myself. And it's if they end up winning this series, I'd almost implore the panel to ask them about that.
It's one of those things. It's like the 0.001% chance that it matters with the Divine Rapier meta. I feel like they legitimately could have an impact, right?
We saw like 3 wards used the other day to stop a courier from delivering a Divine Rapier. So if you happen to know exactly what courier is, my god!
That takes so much damage. Yeah.
Dude, that Prophet ulti, man. 36 free damage as well. This should be just a dead tower Necrobook 1 on Lycan. 7 minutes in! Suddenly Secret. Okay, is this not how every one of their games goes? Like, other than that kill, there were like 2 Ogre deaths, and taking a lot of damage on the mid tower. Did anything go wrong for Team Spirit right now? Like, have they done anything wrong?
I mean, did Death Prophet really do anything wrong by being that far forward?
He just took 80% of his health in a Death Prayer and a Nature's Prophet ult.
Yeah, the maxed out Wrath of Nature, level 1, does up to 648.1 damage.
I love how you pulled that up because you just had to see that.
There's no way I'm going to remember that number, right?
650. 650 is rememberable.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Urgon in some trouble here, blocked out. Laguna Blade's going to cut his life a bit short. Team Spirit, Now the silence on immersion. I thought everyone else was going to get out the dive away, but they still had an earn, and they still had a shot from Zai. That is a 6-0 now.
This was what I was concerned about. DK forms on cooldown. Chrono, you have underwhelming damage at this point in the game. They're just going to get ran out a lot.
Okay, there's a Chronosphere opportunity. Perhaps Duraccio is going to be able to launch in 3. Now, the TP is coming in a bit slow, and they don't really have a ton of damage. Death Prophet's going to be pushed to the side. Nisha's not dead yet, but Duraccio certainly is. And Nisha, even though he had the Spirit Siphon on him, look at him. They're just all diving, trying to get that kill. Afterlife is actually turning a lot of damage around back on his Zai. He had so many Spirit Siphons, he was able to take all of this damage, and now Matumba Man's going to be in trouble. That's going to be 2 cores down. Afterlife turns up and does some work for Team Spirit.
They absolutely needed that, but expending all of your ultimates and trading 2 for 2, is that a win? Yes, you defended your tower, but aren't those ultimates supposedly supposed to use on the opponent's towers?
Yeah, now they're just going to run at you again if they're secret,
I
right?
think you just go round 2. This was okay. So this is what I gotta find out. What's Secret gonna do when all their ultimates are cooldown, and what is Team Spirit going to attempt to do while they punish it? Because they don't have these like mobile split pushing cores. Like Void, yeah, he's mobile, but he doesn't clear waves really fast.
Yeah.
DP and DK, they're like okay lane clears, but you can gank them if they're by themselves with only maybe 2 heroes. So splitting up the map for Team Spirit seems like a tall task.
But simultaneously something they kind of have to do if they want to have any control of the map. So naturally, maybe they're going to push out 2 lanes at once, which means they're going to lose this tower, and there's still an opportunity for Secret to go for gank.
Puppy and Yapsor do take down Immersion. He was going for the bottom outpost, and Clockwork Grim is such a potent duo as we see Urgon trying to get in position, but Nisha's just a little too speedy with that faded brooch. Move speed saves lives, honestly.
That legitimately may have just saved his life, Nisha. Now, another ultimate that has been expended, the Dragon Form. And I anticipate Secret are just going to make a run at this mid tower and
just gonna
Spirit.
trade.
Yeah.
2 towers, that is.
Yeah.
Or at least threaten both of them. Yeah, every time I watch Secret, it just seems like every little move on the map, they're getting a bit more out of it than the opponent. As we see Yapsor going again. He's going to try to Sunray. That doesn't work. Can't dive either because it's also on cooldown. But for the Clockwork, either there's no like Rubik to lift him out. There's no cookie from the Snapfire to take your teammates out of the cogs. No glimpse from Disrupt. And the tower score is 3-2, and might be 4-2 now. As Matumba Man takes a super early tier 2, 11 minutes in. I don't think I've ever played Lycan myself where you take a tier 2 like that for absolute free and you lose. Like, it just doesn't feel like something you're supposed to give up on the side of Team Spirit. It's too easy as Lycan to just walk down buildings, right? And usually you just have to fight, but how do they really fight when even just DK forms on cooldown? You have level 5 on both of your supports. I think that's the big thing for Team Spirit. Yeah, you have Chrono, but oh god! Was he gonna die to the creeps?
I don't know if he actually was, but I think he thought he was going to.
That's
Well,
he does get
Misha,
salved up.
He does have a salve. So you did get your answer, in a way. What is Team Spirit going to do? Well, they're only going to play 1 lane and lose a bunch of towers, and that doesn't seem like a very satisfactory answer, does it?
When I guess what I meant by what are they gonna do, I meant what are they gonna do that's gonna work. And nice flare, so he might be able to get the Void too. He scouted him out. No, he didn't. I really like that though from Yapsor, the presence of mind to go on one hero and to flare scout out the other, so that if there was more chase potential, they could make use of that vision. But Blink Dagger on DK, potentially a playmaker, but what's the deal with these Necrobook summons, as well as the trees? What's the plan? You know, how do we kill these things? I'm not sure exactly on the side of Team Spirit. Void doesn't kill him. DK has a very flat amount of AoE unless he gets level 12, which could be a good timing for them. And same with Death Prophet, just one little volley of nuke. Magic resistance on Wolves is really high. Nisha's looking to go.
The Lycan, it's going to come across from behind, and Nice Soul Mind's going to lock in the 2 of them. A beautiful Cox from Yapsor, and now here comes Matumba Man's Lycan. Looking to chase down Afterlife. Afterlife is not going to be far enough away to stop that battery assault from hitting him. Another 3 kills for Team Secret, trading nothing for it. Now they're going to claim a tower as well.
Yeah, Lycan's just really good against heroes that can't do anything about 6 units running at you. You know, usually you get the axes, the tide hunters, the gyros, anything that clears it. But with Death Prophet, you go Spirit Siphon, and then you just die. You know, there's not much else you can do about it. And it's been a classic counter. Every meta that Lycan and DP have been viable. Lycan's often picked. I really liked their 4th pick. I always forget about this hero somehow. The Lycan hero. He's usually banned, you know, 2nd round if it's a good Lycan game. So I think that was a bit of a slip up from Team Spirit, especially since they're against Matuma Man. As God said, he has a complete other faith in him. As can they even kill Puppy? That was a nice dodge of the Inkswell coming out from Duraccio. But that's step 1 of 12.
Yeah. You could see he's given up on the Maelstrom, which he kind of wanted to clear out the waves faster, like you were talking about. Now has to go Yasha instead.
Maybe like Manta Ags? Like, what's he going for?
I don't know.
With this Manta. I don't see, like, it's a really nice survivability tool, and I think he thinks he may need that, but it doesn't deal with the problems.
Killing a Yapsor, he does manage to get out the cogs right away, and look at them, they just blow everything just to get 1 kill. This is how far behind they feel like they are. They're terrified of Secret fighting back and winning that fight, so they overdo it.
I don't really know if that's, like, overdoing it, though, because if they are there, and something goes wrong because you don't pop your abilities, I don't know. Like,
the game would just be over.
Yeah,
right?
You can't really afford to take risks in the sense that just use your stuff. You're down by 9k. They obviously don't know that, but they see the kill scores 4 to 15. They feel like they're losing. They lost 5 towers already, and yeah, you just have to not be afraid to use what you got. As Duraccio, that's a tanky Zai. Flat mech treads.
He still has his mech active to go, and now Matuma Man, he's going to try and help out here. The Time Walk was used by Duraccio. He's going to go for the Chronosphere. He's still ensnared up. TP's out, and he will be fine. But a defensive Chronosphere that may not even save Misha, as he takes a lot of damage. Fortunately, he does TP out in time.
Zai was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm getting tickled by something. Oh, that's a void. Should probably deal with that guy. As they force him to Chrono, and I really like the variety of items that we see coming out from Nature's Prophets. I think itemization is something that a lot of players can get better at, especially in just the casual Dota 2 scene. And if you want to watch like the idea of itemization, Nature's Prophet's definitely one of those heroes that will help you learn. There's some heroes that have very cookie cutter builds, like a Anti-Mage, but then on the other hand, there's heroes like Prophet who just do their job regardless. Like, all their abilities kind of define exactly what they do. And all you need to do then is fill in the gaps for your team. And the Vlads, that's for rushing. The mech, that's for just tanking up in team fights. And now he's going the Silver Edge. That's an interesting transition. It's against the DK, I assume, but
yeah.
Maybe to set up kills, like just to give the vision for his clockwork to hunt people. Yeah. They know that Team Spirit's going to have to separate, right? Now that you're up by 10k, you're not really afraid of their team fight. So their only play is to maybe pick you off, maybe try to out-farm you. And so Shadowblade's one of the best with that. So I think that's the idea behind it. But just like I can never understand Zai's music, I'm not going to attempt to understand.
Oh, Nisha,
process.
He had a haste rune. This is disaster if he gets away. Oh, he's getting out. Yapsor, he'll be left behind. But
Nisha.
He actually saved
my God, he did
Nisha's life.
Oh, that was the Breathe Fire debuff. For some reason, I thought that was the poison debuff, so I thought he was taking down 27 health. Is what I saw as the lowest value for Nisha. That's value for the fact that Death Prophet Ultimate was used as well as DK form, and he lived. Aegis still intact.
It would have been pretty massive, because if he dies right there, where he initially got, he's just going to die again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. It's, God, I've been in these situations before. And Zai, he's here. Another tower, gonna get shredded. And that lasted about, what was that, 7 seconds? Yeah, about that.
Certainly not that long. 5 to 15, 10,000 net worth lead for Team Secret. And poor old Duraccio, the faceless void, the carry of Team Spirit, is still sitting on that same Yasha.
This is the real carry. Don't you? Oh, they heals up the real carry.
Oh no.
Misha.
The real carry is gonna die. The real carry may end up being Urgon, though.
Yeah, for sure.
He's
Radiance.
working on that Radiance.
That's a big one. I don't think normal things are going to work this game. And DK Radiance is not crazy. We've seen it before.
Sure.
And they really do need a way to deal with all these summons. And his ultimate's nice, but I don't think it's enough. And even just the Radiance mischance against summons is very nice. They can't build BKB. They can't build MKB.
Immersion, one shot, that's it.
He boomerangs his way right back to Zai, and Zai says, thank you. And Yapster did a good job. Why didn't he just go backwards?
Unsure.
I just realized I'm like, Yapster did a great job of like cutting off his retreat path, but that wasn't actually his retreat path. As you see the map constricting for Team Spirit. Look at the way Secret's playing. Like all 3 lanes shoved in. Like 4 different locations, they're just running towards the Team Spirit side of the map. They're farming aggressively at all the camps. This is a great moment to realize that if you guys are at the advantage in your games, other than maybe bounty runes such as what Puppy's doing here, please don't play on your side of the map.
Yeah, just keep on running back and forth, top to bottom on their side of the map,
Yeah,
right?
you'll
Keep
get the
it
same
small.
amount of farm, but you're taking theirs at the same time. So every camp you farm effectively twice as much of a gold swing. And we see the Wolf scouting out, giving some good information, but they have the Sentry. Definitely something you need to invest in a lot versus Lycan, but here comes the ult.
Matumba Man Lycan with an Inkswell on him. That is so scary. Team Spirit will get everybody else out, though.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Spotted Urgon for a moment there. He's still
Everyone
trying
else
to work
is
on
mid,
his
though.
Radiance, but Nisha is just laying
What?
into the tower, or into the barracks right now.
Yeah, I guess he has the Aegis, so he's not afraid of the stuff they have. They have a lot of stuff. All their ultimates are up.
How much longer for that Aegis? They're going to try and force it now. Go for the stun. Follow up. Inkswell stun. Soulbind latching him in as well. Duraccio, he pops the Manta, tries to make his way back. What?
Nisha?
Where was that? Did
He Lagoona'd one of the illusions. But like the real Faceless Void was
Soulbound,
leashed,
yeah.
and that can't. Odd.
Huh.
I think. Okay, so first and foremost,
Well, those odds are a bit one-sided.
that's a rough one.
Yeah.
Second off, I think he's saying this could have been you. You know, that illusion, it was you. It looked like you. Now envision if that was you and what would have happened to you, kind of thing. You know.
It's a warning shot.
Warning shot. As you watch, what? Yeah, I think it might have just been a misclick.
Yeah, I'm sure
because
it
the
was.
illusions were close to the real hero when he issued the ult command. So I guess that's what happened there. Not necessarily what I would define as a moment of brilliance, but it was enjoyable to watch nonetheless. People like Nisha, they make mistakes too. They're human.
And it's true. And Team Secret, they haven't made many of those in this game. They're up by 16k net worth.
That's ridiculous.
They've got an AC on the Lycan. Nisha has Blink Yules and is running around with his boys right now.
I like the second item drums on Lycan. You go for this Necrobook 3 into drums. That's kind of cool. Boosts up a ton of your damage on all your summons.
Oh yeah, certainly. Matumba Man, he's going to break the smoke here. They are going to get the silence out there. Immediately going to go for the Chronosphere onto Matumba Man, but he's so damn tanky, he may survive through all this. In fact, he will quite easily. Gets a little bit back. Nisha's going to blink in. Double Laguna Blade attempted there. Old Afterlife, he's still alive until, oh geez, so much damage from Nisha in just the right-click department thanks to the double damage. He's going to be given an Inkswell here. Duraccio is going to time walk in right after it explodes, but he gets hit there. A big nuke out from Zai. Duraccio gets a little bit low, but they're all just trying to back away. Urgon's being kited around bit by bit. Zai will eventually get Sunray to death. That's a double kill for Immersion. Next one up, Duraccio looks for the kill onto Puppy. If they get this blink up onto Urgon, they can get the kill onto Nisha as well. Nisha blinks away, but Urgon pursues. The support of Puppy might be able to TP out, but a more important kill is Nisha. And Ensnare goes out. Matumba Man trying to give up his life to protect Nisha right now. He is so important. This Radiance is doing so much work. Matumba Man's now going to fall, but they couldn't get Nisha, and that's the one that they really wanted.
Honestly, it's a level 18 DK with a Radiance, and he's going to have most of a BKB by the time they fight again. He's going to farm it pretty fast because he has a Radiance, and I always am concerned about the ability to fight with a Lycan. Because, let alone when the opponent does not have overwhelming team fight, as we do see the double Lagoon. I actually didn't notice that during the fight, but Death Prophet, man, that just feels bad as you get instantly shredded from all the Lycan summons. But these long fights, with the Radiance somehow favoring Team Spirit there.
Back into it, though. A second fight, Secret bounce right back, but should they have? They're still going to be chased down. They didn't have all their members ready to go. Yapzor's going to be quite easily gobbled up by Team Spirit. With life, it's going to be caught by the troll and snare. Duraccio, he has an opportunity to time walk down into the river, but Matamaman on pursuit. Too fast to keep up with Duraccio after these time walks, so he's going to give up on the chase. Nisha still hoping to stop that TP, though.
Can I just say that I did not think that this DK was going to be a significant problem? They're very good against DK, but I don't know. For anyone watching during that fight, like, DK just melted.
Duraccio's just going to run out of damage. He's going to try and time walk.
Pretty sure if he had died, he would have just bought back and taken Roche anyway.
Yeah.
I guess Roche actually isn't up yet.
Peter Roshan for them to get some of their cooldowns back, and they're quite lucky in that. It's going
BKB doesn't remove Silver Edge, but you against Death Prophet, even though she has no pass.
get at least a kill exchange there, but no such luck. On the other side, though, Matamaman, they have the net. Do they have any follow-up stunts? They're hoping for a Cavalry to defend their top lane.
I will say, for being down by almost 20k, Team Spirit's against all these summons coming out from the Lycan, the Nature's Prophet. Lina could naturally build an MKB, though, which he has Daedalus queued up. Maybe if he sees that butterfly components being built, he'll recon.
I just demolished the ranged barracks. They do have vision of him. He's going to run out of the sentry in a second here, but he barely managed to get the stun out. Now the dust is going to go down. Zai, he's going to pop his BKB, but he can't keep away from the bashes of Duraccio, especially since he still has Chronosphere ready to go, but they don't have to use that. They can just block him inside of the trees here. Zai will eventually die.
Mushroom
Unless, okay, another round of dust. Is Supernova going to be used? They want this man dead. And Zai laughs his way to the grave. But he does indeed go down for 60 seconds.
I don't think I've ever seen Supernova used just as a way to clear trees. I don't think I've ever seen it.
All right, immediate smoke up. If they can find another kill, it'd be fantastic for them. And they got Yapzor, blink forward from Ergon. Such crisp and quick play from Team Spirit. But they can't go for Roshan. They've got to defend their base. Afterlife, oh no, he gets caught out by the stun. Nisha doesn't even bother with the Yule Scepter. He wants that kill so quickly, and he's going to have it too. Now they're going to start backing up as Roshan of the world. They could have had that Roshan, but as it is, their base is being picked apart piece by piece.
If they have 5 more racks to give up, that other 80% of Roche will be able to be taken by Team Spirit. You just when you're in a disadvantageous engagement, whether it's a pick-off, team fight, whatever, it's really important to be like, okay, can we save our teammates? Can we turn the fight? Or should we just do other stuff on the map? And usually that has to do with what the opponent's objective is, right? Yeah. Meaning, if they win the fight, what are they going to do off of that fight? So say the mid tower would be their objective. A lot of people start to cut the mid creep wave like that. They're going to do. In this case, it's Roche. So what does Secret instantly do as Clockwork as well as the Nature's Prophet are getting killed? They just start shoving the bottom lane, and they run at that bottom racks, and they say, we dare you to go get an objective off those kills. And the thing about that is, yes, you can kill them, but it just doesn't result in any objectives for the most part, and the net worth is actually coming out on top for Secret. Like, they were up by 18k when all that started, and it's like, as a casual viewer, I'd be like, wow, Team Spirit got 2 big kills, like on an offlaner as well as support, and now they just get nothing off of it.
Oh, they know he's there, but Matamaman will manage to complete his TP. They got a successful scan on him, but they're a bit too slow. And now all this pressure around the map is going to lead to an easy Roshan for Secret.
I think they're not when Team Secret doesn't need anything for their heroes, like their whole lineup has everything it needs, you can just build to screw Chronosphere. The Lena's just going to shred it. So there's just...
Blocks off some of the damage. Will manage to get the Chronosphere out. The Sunray's healing him up. KB from Matamaman. He's just going to keep going for it at the same time. He will Back over to Zai. He's already finished up one of the range racks. That repair kit still keeping the melee racks alive, but Man without his BKB stunned up. A couple more swipes, and Zai will lend a helping hand to complete the Megas. Now Team Spirit, they need all the kills they can get. They're going to get a time walk here. They need many bashes onto Zai to save the egg. They won't be able to do so. Durantio needs many bashes just to save his own life, but Zai, he's too big. And look at that. He's channeling in the cheese. He just swapped it in. He's going to go to full health. Now he tries to get away. Urgon, he's here. Sunray out. Spirit Vessel as well. Zai surely is going to die here, but it was a valiant effort in a 1 versus 5. They do manage to take Megas, though.
That whole time, Urgon was like killing Mega Creeps in the mid lane. And he's just like, guys, you don't need me, right? There's 4 of you, 1 of him. But he's like, crap, we gotta come back. And that reminds me of the other day when they left the... myself with how Lycan's gonna fight as the game goes on, and you're seeing it here from Secret. You just don't. Team Spirit, excuse me, and win the fight. I really think they could. So
Absolutely.
I really like that Secret is not overconfident about the fact that they know they're ahead. They know they have a ton of net worth lead over Team Spirit, but sticking to what their lineup does, doing it really well, being really annoying. The rat is back. In this case, it's
a little bit faster. They are just going to hold this out.
AC as well. Not bad, not bad.
And it goes back to that old Chinese proverb, right? About Dota. When you're 2 lanes of racks down, well, it means there's only 1 racks to defend. The game's easier that way.
And now if there's no racks to defend.
no racks to defend, so you just can huddle up around your tier 4s.
They're supposed to have that situation arise, because you almost always take their racks, and then you can't fight them. So basically, the recipe is Megas, and we get to sit here until they... So...
That's why they need the extra lives.
It's deceiving to look at the top of your screen and see 25,000 net worth, now 26,000 from these bounty runes. Net worth advantage for Spirit or for Team Secret, because Spirit just has. You can't really quantify how much net worth that's worth in a fight to have all of these AOE ultimates on one side and absolutely 0 AOE ultimates on the other side.
Apparently, a team has never come back from this position. BSJ.
Is Dota Plus giving us a 0%?
Dota Plus is 100%. Secret have won already. The throne has already exploded.
It must be rounded down, so I think it's like 0.4% probably. Yeah. That's 0.49%. That's what it is. It barely is rounded down.
Well, that's what you play for. Not for the 1%, but the 0.49%.
Yes. I have to assume Dota Plus has proper rounding, so if it was 0.5 or more, it would probably round up.
Nag Interceptor is almost done for the Phoenix, and he almost has level 20, but Yapsor, he knows! Oh, Misha barely got away. Hidden away in those trees.
I like how they de-ward a Tinker Ward. How did he know that was there?
I think he saw Misha running out to lane.
Oh.
At some point in time, like, I think he got spotted by the creeps.
I see. It makes sense to have a ward like that for Team Spirit, because they're most likely going to be getting camped in their lanes, so maybe one of the heroes that's camping is going to sit in the trees waiting for them, and that would be a way to battle their way back out on the map. But the fact is, even if you get kills, how are you actually getting out onto the map, just because every creep wave needs to be tended to? And even if you kill 1 or 2 heroes, 1 or 2 heroes from Secret can kill your hero if he's pushing out the lane alone. So Team Spirit definitely has their fate in the hands of Secret at this point. When will they deliver them the fight that they're looking for? Hasn't really happened so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen at all.
Roshan, potential spawn time doesn't start for another minute and a half, so this is going to be just a little bit of chillaxing time, you know?
How's your day, Cap?
It's going alright. It's going not too bad. Got a pretty good series on our hands. I expect some sort of climactic team fight where there's a lot of yelling, but Throne is going to be pushed.
I'm ready for a quick backdoor and the game is just over. Just like the other day.
That is also possible. Urgon, they tried to smoke out, but their lanes get pushed in so quickly because of Megas and Lycan that they have to go and deal with that lane maintenance. They pretty much only got the chance to run up into the triangle before immediately having to retreat.
They saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but that tunnel just keeps growing longer and longer, Cap, as they just can't leave. They're just stuck in their little tunnel. In this case, it's their base, Cap, in case you weren't...
let's pick it up on that analogy.
Yeah.
You could say the light was getting dimmer and dimmer. Nighttime was falling.
True.
They may lose their way.
I wasn't
side.
worried about chat or anybody understanding. I was making sure you understand, Cap, because that's what
I
I'm here for.
appreciate that, Brian. You've
You're
been an
welcome.
excellent tutor these last 2 weeks.
Somebody's got to teach you.
Yeah. Fortunately, it can't be Blitz. Plus 2 second Dragon Tail stun for Urgon. That's like a mini Chronosphere in all of itself. 5.25 seconds. It still amazes me
so
every single
long.
time I look at that number.
Yeah, that is a long time. As neutral items will be coming out in about a minute, so that's something worth considering here for both teams. Maybe Team Spirit will treat their jungle as an objective.
Soulblind! Oh no, we run into Duraccio. All right, work together here. Maneuver these pathways and walk backwards. They're good.
He almost got below 90% health on DK there.
Almost.
Who's to travel clockwork? Roche is a Nags. It is indeed a Nags Roche. Lycan Nags on to Lena. I'm down. I've actually never seen Lycan Nags in a professional match.
Well, you're about to witness it.
I'm ready.
30% lifesteal. I feel like you almost give that to Zai.
I did not know that was
Zai's
part of
a
it.
Beast.
I actually didn't know that was part of it.
Yeah.
I thought they just got all your stats from your ult.
And then on top of that, share lifesteal with each other as long as they are within 1200 range. The
That's actually really cool.
Fights together and heals together.
Get from place to place faster.
Alright, so we have the 25 talent, no more cooldown on teleportation for Nature's Prophet, and he's got a Satanic.
And
So,
a Paladin Sword.
That boy's a beast. The Faceless Void is very close to his Aghanim Scepter, so soon he will not just be a Chronosphere bot. At the same time, Urgon, he's willing to go all in as soon as he's got the gold for it, a Divine Rapier queued up. And he's pretty close to it too, seeing as he's probably going to sell that Bracer for it.
I think it's time to go for Seeker. You got your neutral items. The problem is, like an ult on cooldown, but you do have the bite
The
for your
bite.
teammate. I'm ready to see it.
With the Daedalus on Nisha.
Is it Nature's Prophet or Lena that he's gonna
I feel
ult?
like maybe, like honestly Zai has a Satanic.
I'd do it for
and a
Yapsor,
BKB.
actually. Yapsor, get an ag yourself. Go in there, buddy.
I mean, if he gets an Aghanim Scepter as well, right?
Yeah.
Then he pops it, he gets the increased attack speed. Oh, they're going to jump on Urgon here. The Sunray already going out to try and heal him up, but they're doing so much damage to the Soulbind. Now double side device. Duracchio's in. Does manage to get a 4-man, but he's already
Took
been
like
healed up through the
80%
air.
of
The
his
Supernova's
health,
going to go
too.
down, and Duracchio's quite low. So, okay, buyback coming out from Urgon is going to be able to keep them. So the Supernova hitting all 5, and they're getting wiped out here.
What?
Secret. They just got exploded. The Sunray plus the cleave damage of the Elder Dragon Form did so much. A bash, a bash, a bash, a please, a bash, a
about to
bash.
say.
They got it. It was granted. Nisha's going to be run down, and Duracchio, no death here. They're going to be able to wipe Secret, and their defense holds.
So for all those noobs in chat who are always like, can they just end?
Uh-huh.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, you noobs.
That's
Now you
actually
know.
one of the most triggering things whenever I see that, when people are just like, can't they just end? And it's like against, like a Magnus in a Void, and it's like, how do you just end against those heroes? That's the problem for Team Secret's lineup. That's always the concern with Lycan. I'll mention it time and time again because it's just the weakness of the hero. And Team Spirit
Go, Urgon.
has all in on this whole team fight heavy lineup. And the nice thing about DK here is his illusions do get the poison over time on the tower, so they're taking it down.
It would be excellent if he did get this tower, because he's trying to recover the gold that he spent on the buyback, so we can still afford that Divine Rapier.
Leveler for DK. Most
Oh.
notably, they're back on the map farming neutral items.
Yeah, they're getting their neutral items, they're getting a bunch of farm for themselves, the
Oh,
Aghanim
Flicker.
Scepter is complete for Duracchio, and he's got extra gold.
Wow.
Timeless Relic, oh, mama.
Make that 5.25 seconds. 6.5 seconds. Quick maths. I'd
Quick
figure it
maths
out.
indeed. Well done, BSJ.
Thank you. Illusion is K for Void. I'm sure. Who wants the Flicker? It's a purge, which is really nice.
Maybe Immersion, maybe Afterlife. I mean, I'm not sure if Afterlife wants to give up on his 12 armor Craggy coat, though.
That is a tough sell. He does have a plate mail, a blade mail, and a Vlad's.
Yeah,
I like the
maybe it's
Vlad's. I was wondering if they're going to build a Vlad's on anyone. I didn't notice it was on the Death Prophet. Just whenever you get mega creeped, it's really important that you have the sustain across your entire team.
Right.
And he does give up the Craggy Coat for the Flicker.
Okay.
Very nice. I'm in agreement with you, sir. Flicker
Plus
being...
40 movement speed too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's the big part about it, in my opinion, is the 40 movement speed. The other thing's just a bonus. A lot of people also forget that the Flicker debuffs you when you use it. So they made it much more about the debuff rather than the mobility of it, because they reduce the range on how far you go, and then they lower the cooldown as well. And 40 movement speed, right? It sounds like 40, but it's not, because boots give 15%, so that's another 6 movement speed. And your phase boots give another 10%, so it's another 4 movement. So you're already sitting at 50 movement speed from that Flicker. Plus your ultimate, which is 20% movement speed. So that's 58 movement speed. That's a lot.
Damn.
That's a lot from a Flicker, or from a neutral item. So Death Prophet, really his only weakness is being able to run. So my only concern is that will he be able to run fast enough to get away from Matama Man in these fights. But last fight we saw, Matama Man really ain't doing much running himself. They're just getting stunned.
All right,
And
Brian.
what's up, man?
The time has finally come.
Okay.
Okay. Cue up the Flight of the Valkyries music.
Okay.
It's time to run all 5 couriers
I'm flapping my wings.
into the secret shop to
Okay.
pick up that divine rapier.
Okay.
They
Oh,
won't
wait.
know which one is which, right?
Oh, so I was like, can the other couriers pick up his item? But no, you're saying
I'm
that
saying they just need to like squat
one
up. They're,
needs to
they're gonna be
survive.
like, which one is it? He's going for the divine. Seriously, do it, Spirit. It would be so sick.
that would actually be.
I mean, just imagine
So
the confusion.
entertaining.
Say you are like
You just see a
have a
flock
ward
of
down.
couriers?
You see a flock of couriers. They're all speed boosting to the secret shop.
So hear me out though.
Yeah.
Nisha has like 600 attack speed. What if you just killed all of them instantly?
Well, they do all also have shield, right?
Oh yes.
So if between speed boosting, multiple targets, and shields,
That's tough.
it's gonna be tough.
Wow. If they were gonna do it, I hope it's in the flying V formation.
For the memes, yes. In practicality, though, don't you want just a large clump?
No, yeah. It wouldn't actually be better that way. But I just hope that's what I get to see. As, once again, the lanes are just getting shoved in by Secret, but then what? As we see, anytime they try to group up and take a fight, it wasn't even close, you know, it wasn't like they almost won the fight, they just got
They're
completely
gonna be
obliterated.
boring. They're gonna smoke up to try and get to the secret shop. Assault Bind, though, and Urgot, he's been completely separated from his team. As Supernova
egg!
goes out, the Chronosphere is
The
down.
egg saved him!
Nisha, he's gonna go for the egg. He's outside the Chronosphere, and they're gonna be able to get it right before it explodes. He does manage to kill the egg, and now
That's
it is
heartbreaking.
disaster. 2 people dead on the side of Spirit. Afterlife gonna lose Duraccio as well with the Chronosphere down. Secret are now just gonna go for it. You should have done the courier play, lads.
That was like half a second on that egg. And I can't imagine how they win now. No Chrono, no heroes.
Duraccio goes out immediately, silenced, pushed
Nice
by the
cogs.
cogs, stumped around, passed around, and Team Spirits will call it GG.
You gotta respect the effort from Team Spirit.
Yeah.
And I hope they listen to this cast, Cap, because I, quite frankly, myself have never thought about a flock of couriers heading over to the secret shop.
Where was the
where,
flying V?
Yeah, 4 of them are a diversion. Because, in all honesty, it's kind of relevant, because they chose to smoke out entirely to get that rapier.
Yeah.
And that ended up being their demise at the end of the game. Maybe they wouldn't have won the game anyway.